just before we started recording, we listened to an album by a rapper called Central Cee. His debut album, Can't Rush Greatness. Probably one of the most anticipated UK rap debut albums. Probably since Dave's debut album.
I'll say since that whole conglomerate, Dave Hustle, since that whole batch.
100%. And by now, if you don't know who Central Cee is, he's a West London rapper. He's basically, man, he's taken the game by storm pretty much since 2020. He had a song called A Day in a Life and it went viral. And he's had subsequent singles, Doja, a couple others. And yeah, man, he's been tearing it up, as it were, to the point where even America is receiving him, which is kind of uncharted territory for UK rappers in a sense. And now he's dropped his very, very anticipated debut album. He's dropped 2 mixtapes before, but here's the album. And the album is 17 tracks. It features the likes of 21 Savage, Dave, Skepta, Lil Durk, Lil Baby, supported by singles like Band for Band and GBP. Band for Band featured Lil Baby. GBP featured 21 Savage. So we've just listened to it for the first time and it was an experience. I'll say that much. Mo was a Central Cee hater, but it'd be interesting to see what his views are on this. So, boys, instant reaction to Central Cee's Can't Rush Greatness. What do we feel? And I also want to caveat, because obviously this time last year, when we were talking about Complex's list of the best British rappers ever, you guys had some thoughts about Central Cee and his ranking.
I still stand by that.
That's fair.
Same.
That's very fair.
You're about to make me move from that take.
Say again?
You're not about to make me move for that take. I stand on it.
I've just reminded the people. Someone's sensitive already. Cool. So yeah, boys, Can't Rush Greatness.
Do you want me to go?
Yeah.
I just want to apologise. First of all, I just want to say, sincerely, I do apologise. Like,
yeah, look at the camera.
just not. Let me word it like this. Just because you're unfamiliar with someone's game doesn't mean you're unfamiliar with someone's game. I need to apologise to him just because
What?
it made sense in my head.
Let him cook.
But what I was saying about Central Cee back in the day,
What did you say?
what did I say?
You said he was inauthentic.
Okay,
You said he was shit.
okay,
You said he couldn't rap.
okay.
I don't know if you called him shit, you know.
That's what I was about to say. I
He
don't know
definitely said he was
I
shit.
don't know if I called him shit.
He definitely said it was
Did I
shit.
say he was shit?
100%
Alright,
he did.
cool. Then do you know what it is? I think it was just the unknown. I apologize. I think it's easy to judge someone off the singles he made. I'm not a fan of. Sometimes it sounded like lollipop music at times. Like Doja sounded a little bit like lollipop music. Some of the songs he was making, I wasn't a fan of the freestyle that he did with Dave when he couldn't get his bars out because he didn't like the beat. There was just periods where I just wasn't a fan of him, and I've never sat on a Central project. So I generally do want to apologize because the guy can rap. So if I ever did say Central Cee can't rap, I was completely wrong. I was misdirected, misinformed, run amok, bamboozled, led astray.
You led yourself astray.
Like I was led astray,
Hoodwinked.
hoodwinked,
You
all of that.
hoodwinked
Like I
yourself.
really was. Like I had no feelings going into this album. I had no expectation. I had no precursor. I had nothing. I genuinely went into this with just thinking, let me just listen to this album for the sake of listening to this album. Bro, Central can really rap, man. That's one of the main things I've left thinking. He can really, he knows how to put words together. He knows how to, punchline wise, he's one of the best right now when it comes to punchline rapping. He's one of the best when it comes to witty rapping. And he's just one of the best when it comes to rapping, period, at the moment in the UK. Like, I now understand the hype. It might have been a hater in me. Actually, I don't even think it was a hater in me. Do you know what I sincerely think it was? I think it was the old head in me. I think the older head in me was just like, nah, this ain't it. Like, this, I can't rock with this. And I think when you sit on our project, and I think the title's amazing, Can't Rush Greatness. I think that's an amazing title. And I think it sums up what he is. I think he didn't rush the process. And I think the growth from 2021 to now, insane. Last thing I want to say just briefly. So I've got my apology out of the way. I think nobody's done better with American features in the UK than Central Cee. And that's one of the highest compliments I can give someone.
SAS?
Yeah. But I don't look
Caveat.
Exactly.
What's the caveat?
I guess because they were more obviously we
They
know
were
them as-
out there.
Yeah, we know them more as British rappers, but they were kind of out there doing their thing. I think it's a little different to what Centra's doing.
Like they were in Harlem chilling with. Do you know what I mean? They were walking around with Kanye. Like they, it's a different time. They were there, so it's easier for them. I guess the access and just the way they can line it up. I think in the UK, we've never had someone I think work so flawlessly with American rappers, and it looks like one thing. The biggest credit I could give Central, and the biggest compliment I could give Central is he's not getting American features for the sake of getting American features. It's with a purpose.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it sounded as good as it did because there weren't so many? I think typically with the artists that we've had here that have tried to bridge the gap with here in America, it feels like they've kind of flooded their projects with American artists.
100%,
Do you
yeah.
think it's because he kept it, he stripped it back?
Yeah, because I just a couple of examples. I remember when Krypton Conan done it, and I think they had Rick Ross. They had a few,
French.
They had French. They had a few people on there. I forgot what the mixtape was. The album was called, but they had a few. And
Young
it was
Kings?
Just, pardon?
Young
Kings. And it was just a bunch of American rappers on it. And even Chip, when we had Kerry Hilson, he had a few people. And it was along the same thing where it's just like every other song was an American, just to say I've got an American on my album. And I think the way they played it was perfect. I think it was like, what, 3 or 4 songs that's got, I think 21 Durk,
Yeah, so 21,
Baby.
Durk, Baby.
That's it. And that's perfect to me. I think the 21, don't know if he counts as American, but I think the 21 Savage one is called Durk. The Durk song might be my favorite.
Shock.
The Durk song, or the 21 Savage song, or even the the Gen Z Love. Yeah, man. Like, I'm gonna speak about it later.
That beat
but-
was stupid.
I'm gonna speak about it later, but all around, the biggest compliment I could give Sedge, and he don't care for this compliment now. So what does it matter? Like, do you know what I mean? But the biggest compliment I could give him is, bro, I was off the ball, man. I was completely off the ball with him. Completely off.
You weren't even on the pitch, bruv.
It's easy to do hindsight in 20. I mean, but
Bro, I was trying to tell you before.
What'd you say?
I was trying to tell you before.
I give you that. You was, but yeah, man, I was completely off the ball. Like everything I said before, I take it back, man. Like I get the hype, and I think he can be the first person. He can be the person that bridges the gap that no one we've had before.
Why do you think that is though?
I think he makes music that's very easy to listen to if you're American.
Right place, right time right now, I think he's done everything, strategically he's done everything right. Like the perfectly placed features. He went to America, he did the LA Leakers freestyle where he was breaking down British slang. The samples he's choosing, like something like a Doja, which is very, familiar to American ears, a certain generation, while also bringing it forward to the Gen Z generation and stuff like that. So I think it's like a perfect storm of people and time for him to kind of just do his thing. I can't quite put my finger on it either, but it just feels right with him.
His rapping voice as well, I think. Sorry, but his rapping voice is something I think people in America can easily listen to.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think he's got
The clarity.
the clarity in his voice is very easy to listen to.
Like word to JP. JP's been tweeting about it all day about his clarity, and yeah, man.
Yeah,
more than say a Skepta.
Yeah.
Because I think Skepta might be the clearest and cleanest rapper as far as rapping. In comparison, like if I was going to use that example as somebody from overseas listening to the rapper from here, I think Skepta sounds super clean.
I hear you.
But is his music more accessible than Centra's?
I'm not necessarily talking about
You're
music,
just talking
I'm just
voice.
talking about how you sound. I think when I hear Skep, I don't think there's a rapper that sounds as clean.
I think it's a mix of what he said. I think it's right place, right time, then his voice and everything. I think it's a perfect combination right now for him.
I don't hear it with Sench. I feel like Sench, he's got clarity, but for me, I don't think there are enough space between his words for it to be as clean and clear as you might be saying that the Americans perceive it.
I understand what you mean.
I think that's important when you've got our accent.
But you can understand it though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but we're from here though.
No, but I feel like an American
American
could listen to that and understand exactly what you're saying.
Right.
100%.
But yeah, I agree.
100%. Because even with the LA Leakers freestyle, he was doing the same stuff, doing the same flows and stuff, and it went down like crazy. So I think he's very much well received there in terms of like the music, in terms of his voice, his image, like everything.
His team played it. Even with the LA Leakers, they do little stuff that is genius. Like with the LA Leakers having the subtitles, that's a very minute thing. It's genius. Because as soon as an American watches it, they know everything he's saying. Like, I can't give him, bro. It's an album, man. Like, I'll be real, and the anticipation of this album is, I haven't seen Americans talk about. Like, I'm talking about. I've seen B. talk about it. I've seen Elliot talk about it. I've seen Rosenberg talk. I've genuinely seen Americans talk about Central Cee's album. Wayno was talking about it. I've seen a lot of Rob Markman, I think, tweeted about it. I've seen a lot of people talk about Central Cee's album.
And these are people that we respect.
And I remember I was watching Wayno yesterday and he was talking about Central Cee's upcoming album. And I respect Wayno. I respect Rob Markman. I respect Elliot. These are people that we look to for hip hop. So for them to be looking forward to an album from
They're
the
gonna
UK,
love this shit too.
I don't think we it's a big moment, man.
Yeah.
And I think he's the biggest compliment I could give Central, and I really want to talk about it as well. Is he delivered, man? That's the best compliment I could give him.
Just to piggyback off that, yeah, he delivered, man. He made a very, very bold statement. I think it's very easy. It would have been very easy for him to stick on the Sprinter,
100%.
Doja lane
I think that's what I was expecting.
and just have like 17 songs of that. But he wanted to show you, yo, he's an artist. Like when I first heard, I think it was his 23 mixtape, and yes, you're probably gonna clown me for this, but when he mentioned MF Doom, when he gave an MF Doom reference, I felt, okay, yeah,
He's tuned in.
he's tapped in. He's tapped in. And I feel like rapping wise, even from then, he's significantly improved. Like not just the clarity, but this guy, even with all of his success, even with Sprinter being like the biggest UK rap singer of all time, he still sounds hungry. He still sounds like he knows the crown is there for the taking. No introduction. Perfect introduction. You know what I mean? GBP. Bro, he literally went 6 for 6. The first 6 tunes, bangers. All bangers. So we're talking about no introduction, 5-star, Gator, St. Patrick's, GBP, top freestyle. Just bangers. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, he's just like on another level rapping wise from what I've heard from him. Topically, like he's doing different things like Gen Z love. I love how he's stuck to the theme of it with the references to, you know, modern day dating and relationships. Like Now We're Strangers was great. All kinds of like really clever, witty punchlines and rhymes plastered throughout. Like, yeah, man, he didn't come to play, man. He didn't come to play. It's like he knew what was on the line, but it also sounded kind of effortless at the same time. Like it was him in first gear, and there's so many more gears to come. So I think as an opening salvo for what he can do as an album artist, couldn't ask for much more, man.
I think I agree with you for the most part. It does sound like he, you know, the article that you showed me in relation to what he was talking about as far as you know, having these intellectual music conversations and not being in the studio with all these like producers and that. It sounded like he was just with his man them, just listening to beats and getting their input on certain things and thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna flow to that, I'm gonna rap to that. I'm not like the biggest Cinch guy, but I respect him. You know what I'm saying? But I really enjoyed this, man. I really enjoyed this. I think like what you've said, I echo exactly all the sentiments that you've both raised, man. I thought it was a really good album. It's weird though because I think I was expecting more like standalone hooks.
Same.
Like the hooks that he input on the songs were like felt like they were like chopped up rap verses. They didn't feel like choruses you like could kind of regurgitate in like a club or something, innit? So I was actually quite impressed by that because it wasn't as I only want to use the word poppy because I don't really feel like Cinch is poppy, but it just wasn't as accessible as I was expecting it to be. And I guess just the purist in me just really enjoyed what I heard, man. I feel like he rapped very well for how he raps. And yeah, man, I enjoyed the features. I think his ear for production was really clean as well. Even though they're typically beats that I don't really enjoy, like I could get with the vibe of what he was doing though.
It's an easy listen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's very in line with today's sound, like what's popular
100%.
amongst like the young ones today and that, innit? That makes myself sound even older. But like, yeah, man, like, I enjoyed this, man. For a first time listen, I really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going back to it. I actually can't wait to listen to the tune with 21 again. And the, what was it?
The way 21 comes in, man.
What you said as
and
well.
the top freestyle, I can't wait to listen to them in headphones.
What you said is what I was thinking. Because I think I said it to you guys. I was like, bro, there's no typical 3 verses and a chorus.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things I was looking at. I was like, bro, there's not that many songs with your typical bridge or hook or chorus. Like,
and I think that might have been why I wasn't even looking forward to listening to it.
Same. But then I thought he was just going to go his typical.
Yeah.
And I think me and you have the least knowledge of Cinch here. Because I think we only know Doja, Sprinter.
I've listened to the 23 project though.
I don't know if I did like that.
Yeah, I listened to that.
But like, I only know all the freestyles that he's done. Any Leak is the one with Dave. I really don't listen to him like that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just had the intention of it was just going to be very, very, a lot of the same songs. Just a catchy chorus. and a verse, catchy chorus and a verse.
Especially as it's its debut, and obviously you come to expect of a debut that type of vibe.
We know what album means, innit?
And I can't. If his intention was to show everyone he can rap in his debut album, bro, he's a rapper, man. Like if the message you're trying to give out on your debut album is I can rap, then bro, there's not. That's
but it also goes
one
to
of the biggest things you could do, in my opinion.
But it also goes to show, like, Doja and Sprinter, those are like two of the biggest UK rap songs this decade already. So he's already got those under his belt. Why not just show he could rap? You know what I'm saying? Why not just show what he can do?
I reckon it's easy for him to make those as well.
And listen,
I reckon the Sprinters and
Truth in the Lives with Lil Durk, it might not be a crazy pop single, but that you're gonna hear that on radio.
The Soul Sick one.
You're gonna hear, you're gonna hear that on radio.
It's gonna go off.
The Neo sample, you're gonna hear that on radio.
It's gonna go off.
You're probably gonna hear CRG on radio because it has that kind of ballet funk vibe to it. You're definitely hearing GBP with 21 Savage. You might hear Gator, like depending on what type of radio. You might hear the 10 with Skepta. You might hear Gen Z Love. So they're tunes.
Gen Z Love's gonna get radio play.
Yeah, and just the very nature of like albums these days, like obviously Kendrick Lamar dropped his album and most of the songs, if not all of them, charted. Doesn't mean they're pop singles or anything like that, but they charted and they had pop appeal. I think a lot of these have pop appeal too.
I've got a hot take.
What's your hot take?
Central Cee has the highest UK rap album debut in American Billboard history.
Oh, there's a prediction.
Yeah.
That won't be hard though. I don't even know. Sorry, but it's a very tepid take because it's like very. I don't think it's that hard, to be fair.
I agree.
Like I don't know what ranks the highest, but even if it reaches like I don't know the top 30 of Billboard,
he's done his job.
He's done his job.
I reckon. I don't know what the number. I don't know what is number one, but I reckon this is going to be the highest album that we've had, rap album in the UK.
I had a prediction last year when I thought it was dropping last year that it was gonna top the charts here for at least 2 weeks.
That's a big statement.
And I'm gonna stick by that. I think there's enough in here for it to happen.
Do you think there's a lead single that will kind of ensure that that's the case? It doesn't feel like
Savage
it. The Band for Band one, I hadn't heard that before.
21 Savage.
It might be Band for Band, to be fair.
21 Savage as well.
Band for Band, GBP, maybe Truth in the Lies.
Do you know why the Durk one's going to go off? Because of the situation Durk's in now as well. Because people because you can't access Durk's music like that, because obviously we know where he is. So you're not getting new music from Durk. So that can hold, do you know what I mean? That can go off just off the back. Off the back of Durk alone, I reckon that does hold weight. Because you can't get new music from him. So anyone that has a verse from Durk right now, you're running to it.
Skepta sounded real good.
Skepta floated.
Yeah, Skepta sounded really good on that, man.
I ain't heard Skepta rap like that in a long time.
That's that longevity. That's what longevity sounds like, man. Do you know what I mean? He sounded very, very good, man. I was happy to hear him.
He said, I'm not going to let this young boy rap
Yes. Just for context, Band for Band peaked at number 3 in the UK. And on Billboard, or the US,
35.
18. Billboard Hot 100.
Fucking hell, sorry.
So
his album's gonna chart.
It's 100% gonna chart.
Yeah, because he's already put Band for Band there, and Band for Band's 80. He's gonna chart.
I was underwhelmed by the Dave song. Perhaps because of what they've already done. Dave's verse, it was cool. I haven't heard him in a while. Maybe that's why there's a bit of disappointment. I was maybe not that I expected more, but I guess I ain't heard him in a minute. So yeah, it just didn't really do nothing for me, man. It didn't kind of like.
I'm like you.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm like you.
That's fair.
I'm like you.
Yeah, so do you know what I mean? That's what it was. But just from listening to it though, like, and just reading through the track list, I don't think there were any songs I really didn't like. Like they were all songs that like I could just
go back
leave,
to.
Yeah, I just leave on. I don't really know if there's skippables. I really don't like Lil Baby though. Like I dislike Lil Baby's voice. I don't really enjoy the way he flows. I don't really understand the appeal. The auto-tune I don't think does anything for his voice. So that was probably the only negative that I've got for the album, to be honest with you, which is a feature, which is fine, right? As long as it doesn't really affect like the lead artist, I think it's fine, because I think his performance across the album, like Sench's performance, was really good.
I think.
Yep.
You're not the only person right now that's got
Baby.
of Lil Baby. I'll be honest with you.
I think Baby floated here, man. Generally, I hear what you're saying because I think just like because we were talking about clarity earlier, he has not a lot of clarity. I don't know if it's a clarity thing, man. For me, it is.
I think it might be his choice of like his choice of words. You know,
I don't think you're just a fan.
I
You're
really
not a fan
enjoy the words he uses, and his flow just doesn't feel that
nice.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just feels mad rigid.
No, I agree.
Does.
I'm not a fan of that verse. I can't lie. I wasn't a fan of.
I think he floated. To be fair, I think all the features, like, there's not one bad feature.
I don't even think he flows. Like, I don't know what he does. It doesn't feel like he. I don't know, man. It don't feel like Lil Baby flows. I just feel like he just says words and with the auto tune and that.
There's one song.
Melodic.
Perhaps.
There's one song I'm going to give you to listen to Lil Baby, and I just want to see what you think.
I'm not gonna listen.
Just listen to it once. It's one with, you know what song I'm going to say, innit? Devil is a Lie. No, is it Devil is a Lie? Pride is the Devil with Cole.
Oh, okay.
He floated on that one. I can't lie. I gotta give it to him.
Maybe listen to the bigger picture too. His like police brutality song.
Oh,
The only Lil Baby, I listened to that.
Oh,
The only Lil Baby song I liked was the song off the Queen and Slim soundtrack.
awful.
But he was singing.
You like Drip Too Hard.
He was
as
singing
well.
on that. Though.
We've been outside and you've like Drip Too Hard.
Have I?
Yeah. Drip too hard, don't stand too close. Alright, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Even Young Miko, who's Spanish,
Can I just say that was?
she was barring.
Can I just say stuff like that? Yeah, I appreciate a lot as well.
He does that a lot as well.
Yeah.
He brings in a lot of European,
Stuff because
non-English speaking artists.
Stuff like that I appreciate as well because we don't do that over here, like that. So for him to do that, nah, I can't. Bro, Sedge, I can't give you enough flowers, man. Like,
Bro,
I swear.
there's a reason why every time wherever he goes, whether it's Australia, whether it's Amsterdam, there's chaos whenever he's around. Like, bro is, I'm not gonna call him a superstar, and I know Kenny Allstar in the album called him a star in the making. I think he already is one. Like, you can't have people flocking to see you wherever you are, Japan, Amsterdam, wherever, and not be a star, bro. It's a new age star.
If Sench is a star, Sench is 1,000,000% a star.
100% he is.
1,000,000%.
This album has confirmed it.
Sench is a star. Sench is going to be the first mainstream rapper we might have outside the UK. It's a definition of a superstar. By default, no?
Yeah.
If he crosses over, that's by default a superstar, isn't it? We give flowers to everyone else. We give flowers to Ed Sheeran, we give flowers to Adele, we give flowers to whoever goes to America and crosses over.
I don't know how to measure superstar in it. I'm gonna let you man debate.
I measure superstar
I'm not
by.
really sure.
I'll let you know once the album drops and we'll see what he does over there. But when you go to different places and you can't cross the road.
Let me ask you, man, something though. Do you think the lack of song structure will take away from this in years to come?
Probably
The reason why I asked that is because even though done well, he just rapped.
I think it depends on the.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I
Like
understand.
he just I'm not saying that's a bad thing. This is me saying this. Do you know what I mean? Like my favorite rapper is Black Thought. Like he just rapped. So I'm asking from the perspective of there's been a lot of anticipation. There's been a lot of talk about Sench, and he's given us some hits, right? And then he's dropped his debut album.
Where he's rapping.
And he just rapped.
I think it depends.
Do you man get what I'm saying?
No, I hear what you're saying.
I understand. I will judge it. I think that comes down to his follow-up albums. I understand the premise of wanting to just get this out and show people what you are. I think the follow-up albums is where you get what you want more, maybe more introspective or more, maybe more structure. I think this one was just a case of where shutting people like me up, like you up. Where it's like, oh, these people don't think I'm nice. Do you get what I mean? What do you...
Yeah, I think that. I also think it might be too early to tell. I mean, the album only dropped today. We're recording it on release day. And maybe it's just hype, the hype of listening to it for the first time that's getting me, but I don't see a problem with it, to be honest. I kind of got a mixtape feel from this album
That's
because
why I
of
asked that. Yeah.
But I actually love that. I actually love the fact that he did that because, to Mo's point, he's just shutting a lot of people up. And that's also like something that's very satisfying about this album as well. Seeing people that were always critiquing him, maybe for their own valid reasons, whatever, they can't deny this.
So are there people out there that think he can't rap?
I think it's more so his image and the fact that obviously he didn't start off as a drill rapper. He was trying a whole lot of different things, and his image, as far as like what he wears, tracksuits and that, wasn't necessarily his original one. But at the same time, do you know how many musicians go through like all kinds of changes? You know what I'm saying? I guess it's different when it's like he's supposedly cosplaying as a black person by wearing tracksuits and going to award shows in tracksuits and blah blah blah. People thinking that he's overdoing it. So it's more that, but that obviously then seeps into the music because I imagine a lot of people aren't really fans of his music either. But for something like this, I feel like it can't be denied, man. And if you do deny it, then boy, good luck for you.
I don't know why. I think because people don't sit on these projects, they only go off what's out there, innit? And then when you see, like, you just little stuff. When you see him with Dave and Dave's rapping and he's not, then it's just easy for someone to be like, he's not. Do you know what I mean? I think it's just the easy narrative to poke at, which I done because I will see him next to rappers and he might not be as confident as the rest of them, but bro, he shut me up, man. That's the best compliment. He shut me up, man.
Yeah, man.
Salute to him. I really want to talk about this in depth as well, man. Salute to him.
Yeah, well, we can leave it there. But nah, man, listen. On first impression, he done did it.
One of them
He done
ones?
did it. He done did it. And I think in years to come, maybe this might be a hot take for me. I'm not gonna say classic just yet.
Yeah, me?
I'm not gonna say classic just yet, but I think it's gonna be in that realm of UK rap albums. I think
The C word.
could be.
The ones that are like heralded as
Yeah, not necessarily like Boy in the Corner and Home Sweet Home. They're like
You're
on
talking
that-
about the
they're-
gang
they're-
sign.
yeah,
there's
yeah.
tears in
You're
it.
They're on that table.
You're talking about the gang signs of
Yeah,
prayers.
that's the R9 messy table. I'm thinking of the gang signs and prayers, the grey areas, the Simbies, the psychodramas, the common
Whoa,
senses.
whoa.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be there.
Whoa, wait.
Potentially.
Let's chill, man.
Potentially.
Psychodrama, the Simi project.
Gang signs of prayers.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Bro.
We'll see. Just as far as like debut albums. Let me make that clearer. Debut
it's
albums.
not.
Wait,
Debut
you think it's at the same level as Common Sense?
It's not chatting to Psychodrama.
Wait, I'm
I
asking
just
you. Do you
said.
think it's on
I
the same
just
level?
said.
No,
I
No, I'm
just
asking you.
said.
Yeah, I'm asking you. Do you think it's on the same
No,
level
we
as
ain't there,
Common
that,
Yemi,
man.
it's a
No,
question.
not right
We
now.
ain't
But
doing
I'm
that.
saying over the years.
I didn't want Yemi
Can
to
you-
finish. We ain't there.
You man don't read. Yeah, you man don't read or write.
You say we don't read it right?
You man don't read or write.
Nah, we ain't
You
there,
man don't read or
man.
write.
We ain't
Stop saying
there.
that.
Let's not even let him finish.
Yeah, you man don't even read or
Let's not
write.
say that. You don't read it right.
You man don't read or write.
Insane.
Yeah, we ain't there.
You
Like.
man
But-
don't read or write.
Off the back of this album,
Let's
we
circle
had-
back. We'll circle back in like a couple weeks or
That's
a week
literally
or
all I was
so.
trying to
Yeah, no,
say.
we'll
Let's circle back and we'll talk about it again, innit?
but off the back of this album, one Central Cee had a little shot to H.
Oh yeah, shit. We were supposed to talk about that as well. So yes,
Wait, should we or?
yeah,
Yeah,
100%,
shit,
100%.
so-
We're here now, innit? So in the midst of Central Cee's release, there's a bar in the song 5 Star where he addresses someone that I thought he was cool with because there's pictures of them like over the years. Manchester rapper H. And let me pull up the bar where he basically speaks to a time where both Central Cee and H were nominated for a Brit Award. I think it was 2023. And H ended up winning that award for the song Baby with Ashanti, where he basically samples Ashanti. And Central Cee, in 5 Star, said, I felt like a prick when I went to the Brits and they gave the award to a guy called H. This blew up the internet, blew up Twitter. Oh, was he sending for H? Oh, was he sending for H? 5 hours later, H responded with a song called, bring it up. The song is called A Guy Called, obviously. And it's a very clever song, to be honest, because it starts off with the audio of him winning the Brit Award. And then, yeah, H just goes in on Central Cee, man. He discredits his pen.
Yeah.
He says that Clint, who runs Cortez, writes his bars. He said that Central Cee and his ex, Madeline, look like each other,
Which is insane, by the way.
which is mad. What else did he say about the 100 man?
He said you had 100-man show up to the Brit Awards. Why couldn't you get them to vote instead?
Yes.
Or something along the lines. If I freestyle that was amazing, but along the lines.
Yeah. And all kinds of stuff. And yeah, I guess, listen, man, beef season might be upon us again. But yeah, we listened to that right after we listened to Can't Rush Greatness. And I guess we can react to that as well now. What did we think of the disc, guys?
Yeah, it sounded alright, man. It wasn't spectacular. He said a couple of things that were like, kind of funny and that, but it didn't really feel like a jab or an uppercut even. I don't know what it felt like.
I think it was a good Kickstarter.
It was cool, man. But I don't think it was enough for like what Sench said. I don't know if it was enough to warrant that.
I don't think so either, man.
But
Do you know what I mean? Like,
H
so,
is
I
a-
don't know.
H is a grime MC, right?
He came up on grime.
That says it all, no?
What do you mean?
I don't think grime rappers need a lot to go back at someone. I think it's in there. If you're a grime MC, it's in your blood. Do you know what I mean? They are different. Like grime MCs, clashing is.
So what are you
it's
saying?
blood. It's sport to them. So I think if H is a grime MC, from what I know, so to him, all he needs is someone to say his word and then it's right.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's reaching. I just think that's the way he is brought up, and I think that's what he's raised on, and I think he's authentically a grime MC. Bro, he told Central you're as white as me. Do you know how funny that bar is to me?
Yeah, that's funny.
There's no punchline. Just because you're as white as me.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it's funny because H himself has had quite a bit of criticism over the years.
Yeah.
Because he went on Capital Extra time ago and said something to the effect of like Grime's dead, essentially. And now he's hopping back on a grime beat to diss Central. And I just want to pull up something that JP, shout out to him again, said. Any artist that goes on platforms outside of the culture and this is the genre that birthed them, I can't respect them again through gazy business. And I'm guessing that was a very thinly laced shot at H. So does that kind of dampen the dish?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, sorry.
I don't really take H that seriously as an MC anyway. But him saying that, yeah, man, like, what are you doing?
I understand. But to play devil's advocate, I agree. I don't listen to H. I don't. We all know this. But does it take away from what the track?
Yeah, because it kind of feels like you're a bit of a vulture. Like when there's a bit of a re-emergence or energy back in the genre that birthed you, you're like, all right, cool, now I'm here again. But when it's kind of a bit more like lukewarm,
You're ready to say.
then you're ready to like kind of like start shitting on it from amongst people that aren't even from the culture. Like, come on, man. And that just speaks to what like a lot of white people do with our culture in general. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, nah, man.
So that kind of invalidates to this.
I'm not gonna say invalidates it, but it doesn't really hold weight for me.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really for me either. I guess it's just it's a light tap, as you always say. It's a light tap, and even and even like with Central's bar, yes, H was the punchline, but bro, if the diss track was a light tap, then what the hell was Central's? It was like wasn't even a
H
tap.
sounds kind of thirsty, man, because Central didn't say. I don't think he said anything really.
I think it's disrespectful the way he said it.
I don't know, man.
To lose to a guy called H, it's like
That's funny.
that's our point though, but it's funny to you, not to him. Like imagine me and you are rappers, and they go, I went to the Brits to lose to a guy called Dan Yemi. I went to a war to lose to a guy called Peter. Bro, you'll be at home like, what do you mean a guy called Peter? Like, what if H and Central ain't friends? And
They were though.
But,
well, I mean, maybe pictures would suggest that they were.
Pictures suggest they
Yeah.
but say they weren't. I understand. I think it comes down to how much of a rapper you are. I think some rappers, put it this way, if that was Chip's name, and Chip goes outside, are we surprised?
No.
That's my point. And then we don't know what's in H's blood. Do you know what I mean? Like, we don't know if he loves this like that.
I think everything can be true. I think he's hopping on the moment because it's Central Cee and he's the biggest rapper.
I hear you.
Obviously, he felt aggrieved because his name was mentioned, and both of those are kind of colliding in this moment, right? And he's taking it to kind of discredit Central. And even towards the end of the tune of the diss track, he plays a bar where Central is like, essentially, I want to be like H, essentially. So I guess there's that. It's clever in that way.
It's opportune.
Yeah, it is opportune at the same time. So I'm not mad at it because again, competition, all like everything like that. But yeah, there is a bit of nuance to it, to where it's like, well, should you even really be doing that because of your history of like shitting on grime? Should you really be taking it that seriously because it was just one line? It wasn't like it was a whole couple lines. And because listen, you're a Brit Award winner, you've already made waves in the UK yourself. Maybe you feel you need to hop on this because people aren't feeling you as much. Maybe, who knows? So I think all of that is at play. Should Central respond? I think someone asked that before.
I think, me personally, I think you should always respond.
Yeah, same.
I think you should always respond.
Yeah.
I think if you love it like that, it's what we're brought up on.
He's called you out.
But I've got a question for you guys as well. Who do you think wins if he was to respond?
Well, I mean, Central does grime. He can do grime. Like there was a tune CC freestyle he dropped last year, and it was sick. It's a tough one. I don't know, man.
I don't know either, man.
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, going back to it, I think you have to respond, but I don't think he does. I think it's just too much. The album's out. You're not about to rain on my parade. I'm not about to give you limelight.
I'll be real with you, man. It's not really the clash I want to see, man.
You know what a wise man once said?
It's not really the clash I'm trying to see, honestly, bro.
You know what a wise man once said? You got Kevin Durant, you got Jaden McDaniels.
Shout out to Anthony Edwards. But if he's anything like Pusha T dropped Daytona, and then like a week later he dropped Story of Adidon. So.
But the upside was higher than this.
Well, here's the thing.
Drake.
Well. I hear that, but at the same time, if he then responds and it's unanimous to general circles that he won, doesn't this help him? Doesn't not help him?
But what if he loses?
Then I don't think it matters.
I think it does.
I don't know.
I think it does. I think then you don't. I think the sport you should send back. So that's not my issue. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm saying just thinking business wise.
I don't think it affects it.
I think when you're ascending like that, I think the manner in which he loses.
Oh, you're moving like Stormzy.
I'm saying no.
You're moving like Stormzy now.
Let me land,
That's the Stormzy approach.
Let me land. No, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
It don't. For Sench, it don't affect him. I promise you.
Should Sench this H back 1,000,000%? There's no disagreement there. If H mollywops Central Cee,
it don't change.
1,000,000% affects him. 1 million. You know the way we're.
Do you know why it won't?
You know why it will?
Do you know why it won't? Because he's not black.
He's Guyanese.
I don't even know how to.
He's not fully black. It's not going to affect him.
Okay, can I
promise you?
Can I give
because there's more at play as far as it's more with artists like him, yeah, that are kind of like catapulted to like crazy heights. Yeah. There's a machine. There's going to be a machine there to where even if you enter a rap battle, it's not going to be enough to derail what the machine are propelling you to be.
I agree with you. When I say it's going to affect him,
especially if you're already perceived as a vulture.
But I'm saying everyone that's now said he can rap, everyone that's listened to this album and gone, he can rap, yeah? If him and H start battling, everyone's now going to have to pay attention to what's going on between them two. Do you understand what I mean?
But bro, so then his fans aren't just
I'm not talking about his fans though, bro. I'm just talking about the everyday rap fan. Not the Central Cee diehards, just the everyday rap fan. If H mollywops him,
nah, bro.
I think we look at it and go,
no.
I could be wrong.
Absolutely not, bro.
No,
it will not affect a thing, bro. I promise you.
It's whole hard to explain. I'm not saying it's going to affect him financially. I'm not saying it's going to affect him charting wise. It's not going to affect his
perception.
It's going to affect the perception of him.
That ain't going to change.
But the perception of him is already kind of shit.
But he's worked his way to make it better.
He has.
That's my point. And then now you take another knock. Do you understand?
I don't think it's that big a knock though.
But what the fuck is perception in the grand scheme of being successful?
I'll tell you what. Story of Adidon, perfect example. Story of Adidon didn't affect Drake. Drake made God Plan straight after, right? He made God's Plan straight after.
It's not the same, bro. You're comparing somebody that dissed someone's like history of using blackface to a UK artist. To a UK artist that is propelling to a crazy level, battling another white rapper.
Yeah, and what if the white rapper?
And neither of those white rappers have really drawn for like damning information.
That's my point. What if they do? Is what I'm saying. Let's just say he's got a video of Central Cee being racist.
That's different. Then now you're moving the goalposts.
No, I'm saying
you are.
I said
because why has it got to be that? Because let's stick to the information we have in it. You're saying that if Central Cee gets mollywopped, then it's going to be damaging for him. But you're now adding in that it'll only be damaging if there's like damning information.
When I say damaging, I'm not talking about his fans. I'm not talking about him trying. I just mean perception. I just mean everyone. It's just naturally always going to be there. I think if you lose
perception of us, the hood man, the barbershops, but not like
that's what I'm talking about, though, bro. That's all. I'm not talking about his everyday fans. His everyday fans
we're
not the majority of his fans, right? You know
and I agree.
But also,
it's not going to affect a single.
But them man aren't invested.
His fans. It's not going to affect nothing. Sorry, what was you saying?
I don't think them man are as invested because they're still having their quibbles about him and whether he's a vulture, whether he's
that, bro. Yeah,
so I feel like yes, this album might have proven a lot of them wrong. But at the same time, it probably still takes a little bit to convince them.
I understand that.
I don't even think it will prove them wrong. Yeah, they will still acknowledge that, okay, cool, yeah, this guy's talented. Yeah. But that's not going to change the fact that they feel like he's cosplaying, though.
I agree.
Ain't going to change shit.
When I say it's going to affect him, I don't mean in regards... I don't mean in regards to popularity or anything like that. I just think it's always going to be like, right, it's always just going to be a mention. Like whenever you mention Central Cee, like let's just say it gets really dark and H bodies by H. Yeah. It's always gonna be like, yo, like we can't talk about Bugsy Malone without talking about Chip. And I'm not comparing Bugsy Malone and Central Cee. Bro, I'm genuinely not talking about Central Cee's where he is. I'm not talking about I know where he's gone. I think he's in a chart on Billboard 100. It's got nothing to do with that. It's just always gonna be mentioned. That's how rap battle goes, bro. If you lose to someone, you're always just gonna be mentioned like, yo, you lost to my man.
Yeah, especially but bro, that's only matters if we're talking about someone that is on the journey to being one of the greatest MCs of all time. If we're just talking about a rapper that is achieving a lot of success, then that shit ain't gonna matter. If it was like a Gets in the early stages of his career and he's propelling to like a level to where, you know what, is like an album or two away from being known as one of the greatest of all time, yeah, then what you're saying would apply. But no one's having those conversations about Sench. None of this is about him being one of the best MCs of all time. So him like having the mark against, oh, he lost the H, no one's gonna give a fuck.
It'll be fun though.
Like he's not an MC, he's a rapper. There's a difference.
I agree. No, I hear you. But I think they should go at it for what it's worth.
I guess time will tell.
Just for that.
If they go at it, you man can let me know what happens.
I don't think they will though.
No, you're gonna join us.
We're gonna talk about it.
We're
gonna talk about it right here.
Alright, cool,
maybe.
then I'm gonna have to listen.
Maybe.
Then,
Maybe.
What was the last time we had? Never mind.
When's the last time we had UK rap beef?
Especially from
That weren't the women.
And that didn't involve any black people.
Fam, my last favorite,
That's too
like,
easy.
my last favorite rap beef was from the UK was probably like P Money and Guess.
In 2006.
That's probably my favorite, bro.
You
Golly.
didn't enjoy Stormzy versus Wiley? Bugsy versus Chip?
I enjoy what Chip did.
You don't even try
I
to.
enjoy what Chip did.
Young versus Chip.
That was all one-sided. These are all one-sided
Charge
battles.
it to the game, innit?
Yeah, but you're asking me my last favorite.
Back and forth.
Yeah, man.
Oh, okay.
Get some P Money.
Okay. I don't care for back and forth between rap beefs, even if someone's getting money, but just give me the disses, man.
Because you're naming Chip against all these other man. This is Chip.
Warlord.
Come on, man.
Hey, man.
Well, shout out to Central Cee for,
Sench, man.
on first impression, a very good album. We'll sit with it and we'll probably be back with a more in-depth review, even though this was pretty in-depth anyway. But yeah, man, boy, and H.
What is that? What was that?
Salute. I don't know, man. It was something in it. I don't necessarily want to shout him out, but yeah. Innit?
No, I personally want to say H. We know how I feel about rap beef. I'm here for it, man.
The more beef, the better.
Bro, I can't tell you, man, how much I enjoy rap beef, man. Even if it's from two people, Jaden McDaniels.
Why you keep saying that? If you're a basketball fan, then you get it.
You'll understand.
If you don't, then
Jaden
boy.
McDaniels. I can't lie, man. But yeah, man, I'm here for it.
All right. Well, cool.